This presentation, titled for Long-Term Preservation and Utilization of Data in Asia, is given by three speakers. Shoichiro Hara, myself, will present backgrounds, purposes, and overview of activities. Akihiro Kameda will explain our database, mainly for data model and metadata. And finally, Shigeo Sugimoto will summarize the presentation with mention of our future challenges. Our project is named Research Small Data Alliance in East and Southeast Asia, RSDA. RSDA is an international collaborative activity to collect, preserve, and use academic data assets in the humanities in East and Southeast Asia. This project is important to manage academic data assets in the region for the future. And this project is hosted by the Center for Southeast Asian Studies, CCS, Kyoto University, with many international collaborators, mainly of university institutions, libraries, museums, and archives, by sharing knowledge about academic data assets and building database, by collaboration among researchers, librarians, and archivists in the region. CCS, Kyoto University, is the largest institute for Southeast Asian studies in Japan and one of the world's leading research institutes. CCS has been creating a new paradigm in area studies by applying advanced information technologies. We call it area informatics and have constructed an information platform to promote preserving, publishing, sharing, and using data. The area informatics at CCS has created databases and services, and they are well recognized in Japan. Then, we started international collaboration to share academic data assets. RSDA is one of its trials. RSDA is an international collaborative activity to share local needs and seeds for archiving and preserving academic data assets, to discuss ideas for developing human networks, and promote collaboration in the region. The main aims of RSDA are, first, to understand and share the current circumstances about academic data assets of research institutes and memory institutions in the region. Second, to provide opportunities for members to exchange and share thoughts, views, and ideas about how we should deal with resource sharing. Third, to discuss practical approaches to build a network for collaboration, rather than presentation of papers. Fourth, to develop information tools to realize and evaluate our discussions. This slide shows the RSDA members. Currently, 18 research institutes, university libraries, museums, and archives from 9 countries. We had some experiences in collaborative activities. For example, I have collaborated to create palm leaves manuscript database with taiko leaves. We have organized international workshop 5 times. The kickoff workshop was in 2016 in Bangkok. The second meeting was in 2017 As a part of International Conference on Digital Preservation, IPRES 2017 at Kyoto University. After IPRES 2017, RSDA workshops were held annually, hosted by member institutes. We defined that the final goal of RSDA activity is to develop mechanisms for long-term data preservation and sharing. However, through discussions, we realized that there are some problems to be solved beforehand. For example, we realized some overlapping efforts among participants, such as very similar databases. We also realized that we don't know what kind of digital data we have each other. In the workshops, we agreed to develop the inventory database first as a tool to find and share academic data assets. This slide shows the overview of our inventory database. Member institutes create academic data assets and publish them through library systems, institution databases, or homepages. CCS offers My Database for individual researchers to facilitate data publication, which is expected to be a core tool for long-term data preservation and sharing. The inventory database is a collection of metadata compiled from homepages, which are the entrances to each academic data asset. In the following slide, we will explain it in detail.
I'm Akihiro Kameda. I will explain the inventory database. To build our inventory database, we collected information from each database. In many cases, research data databases are hosted by institutions such as universities or libraries, where librarian or archivist develop the system and maintain them. Those research data databases may be created by institutions and or individual researchers. We list up candidate websites first. This is an example of dataset website. You can imagine so-called digital libraries or digital collections as the target of our catalog. Recently, it becomes common to share research data in data repositories, such as Figshare or Dataverse instances. Both types of the dataset shown in the previous and this slide are in our scope of cataloging. Based on the investigation of examples, we started to design a metadata model as a foundation of the inventory database. We have tried to design this model as simple as possible. However, in reality, the datasets were so diverse. To describe digital collection of magazine, the title or publication information of the magazines are obviously informative. To describe a digital collection of a field note, not only the information of the field note, spatial information of the investigated area is essential. To describe a gazetteer, which is a collection of geographical names, sometimes it has a source book, sometimes not. If not, geographical features can be the source object. Thus, in humanities, information of the existent collections or such archival context of the datasets is important. So the original title, temporal and spatial coverage, or types of the source objects are recorded. If the dataset has a complicated structure, the roughest list is the target of the cataloging process. Through the investigation and discussion, we designed the model again and again, with keeping the model simple as much as possible. And after all, we get the model shown. Then, attributes such as titles, contributors, or languages are listed for each element in this model. From this slide, I'll explain I'll explain an example of the cataloging process. The image is a screenshot of the anthropological database in Thailand. We recorded the dataset title in the Thai language here. And on the translated page, they provide the title in English also. We recorded it too. Some information pieces are missing on their website, so we left them blank or asked the hosting institute to fill them if the institute was in our collaboration network. Attributes are separated corresponding to the metadata model. Here, we recorded spatial and temporal coverage of the fieldwork materials. The language of source object is English, as the field notes are written in English. In terms of language diversity, each website often has information in more than one language added to the source object language. Our RSDA inventory database records title and description information at least in English. Metadata in English helps users to retrieve and understand datasets across languages. As a result, the metadata of each database makes up one record of our inventory database. We collect and hold those records as a spreadsheet. To search this inventory database efficiently, we are building search interface. In this demo, we filter dataset with the keyword map, and from the results, we can find the original dataset. Time slider for temporal information and map interface for spatial information are to be implemented. We use Google Sheets to make and share inventory entries. Following the metadata model, we split attributes corresponding to each entry in the model, but the model was so simple that we could describe datasets information in the table structure. To implement the search interface I mentioned in the previous slide, we used Vue.js for single-page application. That page calls a single JSON file into which we integrated submitted data. We don't have and need to maintain any heavy backend system.
I'm Shige Sugimoto. My role is to conclude this presentation. As a summary, in this project, we have been developing a platform for researchers, librarians, and archivists to share knowledge and data and to enhance the longevity of research data assets across boundaries and languages in Southeast Asia and East Asia. The inventory database, which is a core product of this project, is designed based on the two basic concepts: simplicity and diversity. And the crucial aspect of this project is to build a network of people and their institutions in the region. In the reality, we have faced several challenging issues in this project. Research data databases in the humanities are, in general, small, fragmented, and researcher dependent. For example, once a researcher who developed a database retires, the database is easily lost. It is not an easy task for libraries and archives at universities to keep the research data databases alive over time. We have learned that lightweight tools, easy to use, and community building for the future are crucial. We are willing to expand our collaboration network. And last but not least, if you have any interest in joining the RSDA project, please feel free to contact us. Thank you very much for your attention.